Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my fourth update, or should I do my fourth update for my Panning Punk project for 2022. So I'll have all the information down below in terms of the person who created this, how long it goes for, the theme. There is supposed to be 20 prompts. I did add 10 more of my own prompts, and yeah, let's just get into these products and get started. The first item I'm going to talk about is prompt number 5. The artist and song is Blink-182, What's My Age Again? And the prompt is an older product in your collection. I selected this Bare Minerals single loose shadow in the shade Rockstar. Now I am counting usage on this, so I have my little book here with my tracking. I wanted to use this 12 times. So far I've used it 7, which I feel like is actually not bad. But I have discovered with using this, I'm going to declutter this after this project. I have a hard time decluttering things. If you know me and you've been following my channel for a bit, I really have a hard time decluttering stuff. I feel like, oh, there could be a purpose for this. The more I use this, the more I'm like, there's really no purpose for this in my collection. If I'm going to use a dark shadow, I'm not going to use a loose pigment. And this one, like, it's just a pain in the ass to use. Also, fun fact, I was going to put on concealer, so, side story, I was going to put on this concealer, and so I kind of did this to just open it, you know, like you just kind of do this, right? No, I did that to this, so product went everywhere, and it was a kind of a nightmare, and I was like, well, yeah, and yeah, the more I use it, the more I'm like, I don't use dark colors that often, especially like, this is sort of like a dark, it's not quite black, it's more of a dark gray with like shimmers in it, and I'm just not going to use a loose shadow for that. I mean, I could keep this, maybe that's something I will do. I might take some of this and press it into a shadow. It's like, I mean, I'm terrified to even open it. I might press it into a shadow just to, again, keep it. Because like I said, if I am going to use this, I'm going to go for a pressed one, not a loose one. And because this is already, I mean, it's a hot mess. And I mean, it's a lot of product. Like, I'm never going to finish this up, ever. So I am weighing this product, and last month it was 9.39 grams. It's now 9.33 grams. So that's a difference of 0.06 grams. 0.005 of that is from when I accidentally spilled a bunch of it. So yeah, so I have what, 4 or 5 more uses on this. I think I can get that done by the next month, and then I'll roll it out, or by the next update, and then I'll roll this item out. My next prompt is prompt number 8, which is Weezer Island in the Sun, and the prompt is a product loved by multiple generations. So I picked the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I just have a mini of this in the shade Too Fair, and I again gave myself 12 uses on this. And I said in my last video, well, maybe I'll use it more, maybe not. I'm gonna call it at this, partially because I actually really like this product, and I'm not in a huge rush to finish it. It's pretty new to me. I think I got it, yeah, March of last year, and I don't have any markings on this, but you can probably see it's settled somewhere near the middle. It's about halfway done, and yeah, I'm not in a huge rush to finish this. I like it. I can actually see myself repurchasing this. I do know that there are cheaper dupes out there, like drugstore dupes, so maybe I'll look at a drugstore dupe instead. But yeah, I'm enjoying using this product, so I'm not in a rush to finish it. So last month this was 33.78. It's finishing at 33.37 grams, so that's a difference of 0.41 grams. The next prompt is number 17, The Donnas, Who Invited You? And the prompt is a product that everyone trashes but you love. And I picked this palette, the Miss Fame Under My Skin palette. Again, I clarified this is not one that I love, but I was kind of frustrated that people were trashing it before really giving it a chance. It's really not that great. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. And my objective for this was to use every eyeshadow pan, so like no pan left behind. And I have done that. I'm actually wearing the orange shade today. That was the basis of today's makeup look, was to get that orange shade done and out of the way. I feel like these 6 shades are really easy for me to use. These ones, not so much. Because yeah, these are just like fairly ordinary shades. But yeah, some of them look a little more exciting in the pan, and then when you get them on the eye, you're like, oh, that's it. So I do have a look with these two blue shades, as well as Hex, which is another eyeshadow that I'm using. And then that's it. I did use this one, but I didn't take a picture of it. And I kind of used it in conjunction with just like my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and it just kind of blended it right in. You couldn't really see it a whole lot. So yeah, I'm kind of happy that I'm done with this, just because it was really throwing me off. I talked about in my Pan That palette feeling a little overwhelmed because I am doing a roulette as well, and I think this was one of the reasons why I was feeling overwhelmed. It was like an extra palette to deal with or think about, and I just mentally couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm ready to put this away. Again, not that I dislike this palette or don't enjoy using it. I think it's a fine palette. It's just not, it's not great. It's just fine. My next prompt is prompt number 18, which is Simple Plan Perfect, and the prompt is a product that gives you a sense of security or comfort, and I picked a mascara because mascara just gives me security and comfort. I feel a little bit more put together when I have some mascara on. So I picked this one. It's the Deuce, however you pronounce it, Boombastic Lash Volumizer Mascara. Yeah, I'm not loving this. I didn't mind it when I first got it. I was actually quite pleasantly surprised when I first got this and first opened it. But I feel like it's one of those mascaras that's really, really drying out really, really quickly. So it's getting really gunky. Like I've literally had like hard chunks falling out when I open it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of gross. Also not a huge fan of this style of wand. I've talked about that before. It's sort of like one of those plastic wands. It's pretty straight with like the short spiky bristles. I don't mind it in some cases. Like I know the CoverGirl Clump Crusher is a little bit like this. I just find for some reason I tend to poke myself in the eye with these. I don't know why. It's really just user error, probably. But yeah, I'm just finding this is getting really thick and really dry pretty quickly. My goal is to try and keep this in for 3 months, and so that's one update down. So we have 2 more updates to go with this. When I introduced it, it was 30 grams. It's now 29.69 grams. So that's a difference of 0.31 grams. My next prompt is prompt number 19, which is Paramore, and the song is Misery Business, and the prompt is a product from a brand that is only known for one thing. So I picked Cleona, and I picked a Cleona eyeshadow because I feel like they're known for their funky eyeshadows, like their duochromes and trichromes. So this is a duochrome in the shade Hex, and my goal is to use this 12 times. This one, I've used it 3. I feel like I've used it 4. I think I missed one because I'm thinking of like all the photos that I've taken, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've used it 4, but I've got 3 marked down. I'm struggling using this one, especially with all the other eyeshadow things going on, and I feel like in May this is even going to be harder to use because I have the Pat McGrath Mothership Celestial Odyssey palette, and that's got a lot of like, to me, like lid shade sort of spotlight shadows. Like I'm gonna do like a neutral base, like neutral brown crease and all that, and then have like, you know, the sort of shimmery green or the shimmery purple, and then it's like this is gonna just like compete with that for sure. So I need to at least try and focus on using this. If I can use this 4 or 5 more times, then I'd be okay, because then that gives me about 4 or 5 for the next month. I was hoping I would have this in and out by 2 months, but that's not happening. It is a beautiful eyeshadow. I do love this. I'm still tempted. I don't know if it's still in stock. Still tempted to get the eyeshadow palette that they released, the dragon fruit one, and I haven't bought it yet at this point, but still on my mind. I'm still thinking about it. So weight-wise, that one has not changed very much. Last month it was 2.97 grams. It's now 2.96 grams. So that's just a difference of 0.01 grams. So since I am rolling out the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter as well as the Miss Fame Under My Skin eyeshadow palette, I'm going to roll in 2 items. So I'm keeping a balance of 5 items so far in this project. I'm just using the Google random number generator thing to pick the numbers or to pick the prompts. And so the first prompt that it picked was number 10, and number 10 is Good Charlotte, I Don't Want to Be in Love, and the prompt is a product you can use for multiple things or in multiple ways. I struggled with this one, mostly because like the thing that came top of mind was like a lip product. So I had a lipstick I was using last year that I could use as a blush and a lipstick. I also could use like a highlighter and like use it on my face, on my eyes, or on my body, but I'm using a couple other products that are kind of like that already that I want to use. So I decided to pick this because I'm not using a bronzer in any of my projects. I am using a bronzer, like a stick bronzer, but I don't have a powder bronzer in any of my projects at the moment, or at least actively. So I picked the Rimmel Radiance Brick in the shade 002 Medium. So that's what it looks like. And yes, it's a bronzer, so that would be the #1 use, and that's kind of pretty much 100% how I'm going to use this, but I could use this as eyeshadow, and I feel like this is multi-use because there's like multiple different colors. I can get, you know, different variety out of this, as well as this. I'm not pale enough for this, and this is too yellow for me, but this could be a highlighter technically. So this is kind of a multi-use type product. I feel like I'm stretching it a little bit on that, but it's fine. And yeah, I think this is going to be a nice bronzer to work with. I've talked about the bronzer in my project pan. It's a little intense. It's a little red based, whereas this is like much softer. I mean, I can't even swatch it on the back of my hand. It is so light. So hopefully you can see it on the back of my hand there a little bit. Like that's just a quick light swatch. This one pleasantly surprised me though when I did my bronzer testing, that I did quite enjoy wearing this one. So again, I'm looking forward to using this over the next little while. I've marked down, I want to use this 20 times. For me, for a bronzer, 20 times should be no big deal. Again, it might last a couple of months because 20 times in 1 month, that's pretty much the entire month. I have to make sure I'm using it. So it might last a couple of months, but I'm okay with that. So that's the first item we're rolling in. And then again, I ran the random number generator and it picked up the number 26. So that was one of my prompts, and it was the Offspring Self-Esteem. And the prompt is a product that makes you feel pretty. I had a hard time with this because I'm like, makeup makes me feel pretty. Like all of it, all the things. So again, I tried to think about what don't I have in one of my projects. What's an item I don't have? And I don't have a liquid liner. And so I am wearing this today. And I feel like when I wear a liquid liner, I feel like I'm a little extra. Like it's a bit more. Like I'm normally just a pencil liner. I'm not really good at a wing. I don't really have a great eye shape for a wing either. But yeah, I do feel a little like more fancy when I wear liquid liner. So that's why I ended up picking this one. This is the Ciate Fierce Flicks liquid liner. I only have 2 pen liners. I have this one and I have a Kaja one from the Wink Stamp kit, and that's it. Then I have a couple Well ones. I have 2 from Pupa Milano that are like the Well ones, and then I have a couple, like I think 3 that are from that Color Workshop. Like they're the cheap ones. They're the ones that I kind of play with to see if I can try something, and if I mess up, it doesn't really matter. So this is really, other than the Kaja one, I only have the 2, which is fine because I don't wear these very often. And I have been using this on and off this year. I actually have this sitting in with my brushes upside down because it is wearing down. Like the tip, well, watch, I'll try it right now and it'll work just fine. But the tip is not super, yeah. There we go. Like I kind of sometimes have to press it and then I get, so it's dying. It's slowly dying. So I think I'm going to try and use this for I'm going to try and use this till it's empty, or 3 months, whichever comes first. And that'll be it done, because it's, like I said, it's dying. I do find it a bit of a struggle to get like a smooth line, but I want to try and use it up as much as I can. I do quite like this one. It's quite nice. I think I like the Fenty Fly Liner, and I do like the NYX one. I haven't used the NYX Epic Ink Liner in a while, but I do like that one. So I don't know if I don't think I would repurchase this one. I'm pretty sure I got this in a BoxyCharm or an Ipsy, one or the other. I'm not really sure, but I got it. I definitely didn't pick this out myself. So yeah, that is my 5th item that I'm rolling into this project. My themed project pans are going a little slow, but they're going, and I am struggling remembering to use these products with my other 2 projects. I'm more focusing on my bigger projects. This one and my other themed one, Pan of Green Gables, are going a little slower, but again, I'm still moving through items, and that was kind of the goal for me, as well as it's fun to like get the new prompts and see what. It's really challenging for me to figure out what items to pick, especially now that I'm trying to pick things that are not too conflicting with other stuff that I have. So again, getting through my collection. So that is my goal with these themed project pans, is to sort of work through my collection, not necessarily finish stuff. But if I finish stuff, that's great too. So I hope you liked this 4th update to my Panning Punk project for 2022. If you did, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.